Yo, 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 what's up, Raider Nation? What's up, Paulo from Burners family? Welcome to another exciting edition of the Raider Ragu show. First of all, please continue to like, share, subscribe, comment on the show on YouTube. Please download the show on wherever you listen to your podcast at, whether it be on my main feed on Buzzsprout, whether it be on Apple Podcasts, whether it be on Spotify, whether it be on some other place. But we have all of the podcast outlets covered. Please download when you listen to the show. Let me not forget my sponsor, shebangboutique.com. That's shebangboutique.com. SHEE Bang Boutique.com. Go over there and get your girl something fly. All right, look, Raiders are rounding out their staff. Last time I hollered, it was only Petey, like Petey and Spytech is all I talked about. Well, they since re-signed Patrick Graham to be the defensive coordinator. All right, let's start right there. D-Core for the last 1, 2, 3. This is gonna be 5 years, if I'm not mistaken, right? This will be his 5th year being the defensive coordinator. He came in with Josh McDaniels and that crew in 22. So 22, 23, 24, 25. No, this only gonna be his 4th year. All right, so they bring back the 4th year D-Core. He knows the personnel. The Raiders have a lot of guys on defense, 5 starters. If I'm not mistaken. We all know who they are, right? Merrick, Epps, Kuntz, Spillane, and Diablo, all free agents. Jack Jones due to be a free agent next year. Patrick Graham would have more insight on who he wants to keep. He would have good intel on who he wants to stick around, who they can let walk as they reshape the roster. He can keep his core players intact. Hopefully Christian Wilkins comes back 100%. He's still got Christian. He's still going to have Max as far as we know. Nothing, like that. Nothing has changed. So he'll have Christian. He'll have Max. Hopefully they re-sign Spillane. Hopefully they re-sign Merrick. And then they have like a core of players to play this Patrick Graham defense. So keep continuity on defense. The Raiders re-sign Patrick Graham. I'm down. I'm cool with that. Patrick's defenses, it's one of those type of units where nothing really jumps out and screams at you as like what they're dominating at. But at the same time, he's not giving up hordes of yards and hordes of points, except for like when the Raiders are turning the ball over a bunch of times. Right? They weren't particularly ranked high in anything this season. Last year, they finished in overall scoring defense 9th in the 23 season. 24, a little bit different, but a lot of stuff was different offensively for the Raiders in this year. A lot of turnovers, and then he had a lot of injuries on defense, but he kept it together. Coming down the stretch, all right, I remember they were stifling teams, right? The last 3 games, I don't have the stats right here in front of me, but the last 3 ball games, which was Atlanta, Jacksonville, I believe, and then the San Diego. I said that on purpose. LA Charger game. In those games, man, the defense wasn't giving up a lot of points. All right. They lost to Atlanta, but they only gave up like 15 or 10 or something like that, right? They lost 9 to 12. So the defense wasn't terrible, and he had a lot of injuries, and he played some young guys. So now he's got all them young guys coming back that he played. Hopefully, they re-sign IPM. He's one of those young guys I'm talking about. He's got a host of young backers and Tyree Wilson. All right. He's definitely coming back because he's under contract. I just think it's a good signing. Keep the continuity. It's one less thing you got to worry about coming into camp as far as revamping the entire defense and coaching up a whole different scheme and all that. So be interested in the next couple of days as Patrick Graham finishes out his staff and who he wants to still be working with him. I expect Coach Caldwell to be back, the safeties coach. I expect him to be back. They hired the linebacker coach that worked with Petey in Seattle before, so that linebacker coach is already hired. Robbie Leonard has been rehired as the D-line coach. So they got the linebacker coach, they got the D-line coach, they got the defensive coordinator. All right, I haven't heard if they brought back Alexander, but I believe that they will. I haven't heard if they bringing back Ricky Manning Jr. We will see. But the defense is almost set. All right, Graham, linebacker coach, the guy that worked with Pete. Sorry, I don't have his name right now. It's a little unprofessional. My bad, though. But y'all know what I'm talking about. And then we retained Robbie Leonard, the D-line coach. Patrick Graham's the D-core. I believe Gerald Alexander, the safeties coach, will be retained. Word is still out on Ricky Manning Jr., the cornerbacks coach. So that's where they're at on defense. All right. And then, so that wraps that up. Move over to the offensive side of the ball. Just yesterday, they announced that Chip Kelly is leaving Ohio State National Championship College to become the Raiders offensive coordinator. So I am not totally disgusted with the pick football wise because I think the guy does have some innovative ideas, and I do think that he can do some good things. All right, offensively for the Raiders. I just don't like the track record of a little bit of suspicious, or I ain't gonna say suspicious, questionable behavior when he was the um, head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. It was like some borderline racism, if you ask me. His own player said it. I would encourage you to listen to an episode of the Deshaun Jackson and Shady McCoy podcast that they do, where they talked about him and how he acted towards his black players. I'm just saying, man, I'm not making it up. Don't be mad at me for mentioning it. So I just hope he's gotten over all that, man, and knows how to relate. He's still been in the game. And I feel like I know enough about Pete Carroll to know that he's not like that. He's not tripping off of that aspect of things. And I don't think he would have a guy on his staff that was on that either. So I'm hoping that this guy has kind of reformed himself and toned down the rhetoric. But he's only the OC, right? He don't have control. But still, man, it just leaves a sour taste in my mouth, man, of how he acted around them guys when he was in Philadelphia. So I hope he's grown and matured from that. And that's been a long time, right? That's over, it's like a decade ago. So, I ain't gonna hold it against the man. I'm gonna let him get a clean slate coming over to the Las Vegas Raiders with me as a Raider fan. I'm gonna give him a clean slate. We're gonna put that stuff in the past, and we're gonna go forward about the business of getting the Raiders back sweet. Now, with that said, like I said, offensive minded wise, football wise, I like the pick. I like the selection. Let me tell you why. I feel like we can go get a running quarterback like a Justin Fields, right? We don't have to mortgage the future and try to trade up to get Shador or Ward when we might not possibly be able to do that. If there's a situation that opens up and we could get one of those two guys, I would be down with that. I heard people talking about Jackson Dart, late first round, trading back, second round, and that pick that we have. And that's cool. That's cool. Bro, I'd rather, and that I would say, try to pursue the draft if we can't get Fields. I feel like Fields, along with Najee, and people had criticized me. I got into this long thing on X about this with a guy. and draft a running back. One of those we got. It's at least half dozen running backs that I think are going to be good in the National Football League. Just for example, a kid named Ollie Gordon, Oklahoma State, could be a guy in the league. Uh, you could go with the guy Mullings from University of Michigan. Nice, fresh, young legs, and then pair him with Najee and the running quarterback, running that ha-ha with um, Chip Kelly, a little bit of tempo, innovativeness, RPOs, options, the whole thing. You name it. Tags, you name it. Right? And let Fields kind of do his thing, man. I believe he could do it. Or I believe if we end up where Shador falls to us, I think he would thrive in the offense as well. So as long as Chip has grown up and got the bull jive off his mind and has moved on kind of like in that department, man. I support the hire. I'm gonna be interested to see, do they keep Edgar Bennett, wide receiver coach? Do they keep Cadillac Williams, running back coach? Joe Philbin was the O-line coach. I'm sure he's out. So we'll see what they're gonna do offensively, coaching wise. We know that they get like O'Core, the Pete and his two coordinators are in place. Pete Carroll, Patrick Graham, and Chip Kelly are going to be the three figureheads to try to get this thing turned around in Vegas. Like I said, Patrick Graham, the continuity and the familiarity and the fact that his defenses haven't been that bad. I do wish they were a little bit better against the run, and that could be for some personnel issues, and Pete might have some ideas to help with that. But they have been not a bad defense. The offense needed all kinds of work. Don't know if Scott Turner will be retained. He might have moved on already in North Carolina. I'm not sure. But the offensive staff will be rounded out, I would imagine, in the next days, weeks or so, before March is here, because the official league end start date is coming here very soon, just a little bit after the Super Bowl, I think 3 weeks after. So we will know more then about the staff in the coming days, I would say. The offensive staff and who they're going to retain, who they're bringing on. So that's it. Raiders got their coordinators. What do you guys think about the hires? Go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe. Like I always say, man, thanks for tuning in. Just win, baby.